come in here and have a quick conversation with you guys about some stuff that I saw this week that I thought called for an intelligent, more nuanced conversation. Now, a lot of you have been mourning the death of Kobe Bryant, and you have seen some of the dialogue that's going back and forth, where you have people that proclaim themselves to be truth tellers, who unfortunately, in this particular case, don't necessarily have the truth on their side. At the very least, they provide selective information to support their case and their cause and what they believe the world should be thinking about Kobe and his legacy and everything else. And so what I thought I would do is kind of come to you guys with some facts and some information that will help you to understand what's really going on here, what's real and what's not, and just kind of some nuance here, right? So this is for intelligent Black people. So everybody, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're Black and intelligent, please stay. If you're not Black and intelligent, you may want to get the fuck out, because this is not going to be a good conversation for you. So hit the thumbs up button, please, real quick. And if you put Black people first, then type B1 in the chat. Let me know if you put Black people first. So hello, Steph and Energy Flow and G Lisa and Kethny, etc. Now, I didn't plan on going live again today, but sometimes when people get into just ridiculous nonsense, sometimes you need intelligent people to step forward and to provide some context so that things don't get too stupid. Gayle King, how many of you saw Gayle King's interview with Lisa Leslie? How many of you saw where Gayle King was speaking with Lisa Leslie, and she pretty much upset half the universe with this interview she did with Lisa about Kobe Bryant? Did you see? Give me a yes or no if you saw that interview. The interview was kind of amazing. It was amazingly, some would even say despicable, in the sense that after Gayle and Oprah have pretty much proven to the Black community that they can only see alleged sex crimes when Black men are accused, but they can't see it when white men are accused. You got pictures of them all over the place with Harvey Weinstein, but all they see are what the brothers are accused of. They got pictures of them everywhere with Donald Trump, but all they can see is what the brothers allegedly did. Well, Gayle does this interview with Lisa Leslie, the former NBA star, and Vicky Dillard is actually talking about it right now on flynubianqueentv.com. I suggest you go over there and get Vicky's take as well. But she goes in and she basically takes this interview about Kobe and flips it into his legacy's mixed because of the accusations, right? And then Lisa Leslie, basically, does what I think it makes sense, which is to basically say, yeah, but he's dead now, right? He, like that's kind of a moot point, and why are you bringing it up now, right? And then she comes back with, but there are these accusers and all this other stuff. In fact, I'm gonna try to find the quote of some of what she said. She said, Gayle says it's been said that his legacy is complicated because of a sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003 and 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player? So Lisa Leslie comes back with common sense, and she says it's not complicated for me at all. She says that Kobe's not the kind of guy that she's been, the kind of guy that's running up on women and being aggressive with women and stuff like that. Now, mind you, being assertive with women does not make you a rapist, but they're getting to the point where they're trying to get, it's really an anti-male, anti-masculinity kind of campaign. Again, there's a reason why PBS, for example, right now is trying to make Tavis Smiley look like some sort of predator because he had consensual sex, but yet they're cheering on Billy Porter, who came on Sesame Street wearing a prom dress, right? Those two events are connected. The feminine Black man gets elevated, the masculine Black man gets demoted. So which is why you have to make sure you know the difference. Now, white folks ain't gonna stop acting white. They've been doing this for 400 years. That's how they kept you under control. I'm just here to kind of break down fact from fiction on this. So Lisa Leslie, blows off the question and just says, okay, next question, please, basically. And so then it gets into where Gayle comes back and says, but Lisa, you wouldn't see it. As his friend, you wouldn't see it. Meaning that if he was a rapist, you would have no idea. if he were a rapist. Well, I mean, you could say a whole lot of ifs. What if you and Oprah are rapists? Like, if you were rapists, your friends would not see it, right? So why are you using this taking these expansive liberties with what a black man might be doing, as if somehow you deserve to be on trial because of what you might be doing that no one knows about? Think about this. Imagine if they went to you tomorrow and they went to you, Bayana and Keisha and Daryl, and said, it said, you know, Daryl's accused of murdering children. And and let's say Daryl's wife is like, no, Daryl would never do that. Yeah, but if he did, you wouldn't know. You'd have no idea. So in a way, what that does is that's an implicit indictment to basically say the reason we should continue this conversation is because we don't know what he might have did. My God, he's a black man, so he could have been doing anything. He could have been having sex with midgets and puppies and petunias. You don't know what he could have been doing because, by God, he's a black man. I found the conversation to be somewhat problematic, incredibly ignorant, highly racist, and deeply offensive. The idea that you're putting Kobe and his allies and his friends on the defensive over something for which there is zero, you hear me, zero proof that he did. And you're doing this after the man just died with his daughter. I'm not into cancel culture. I'm really not. I'm not into cancel culture. But if there was ever a moment where cancellation might make a little bit of sense, I think Gayle might have earned her right to be canceled. I don't know. What do you think? If you think Gayle should be canceled, type canceled in the chat. If you have canceled Gayle King over this, and it's not just this. It goes back to, you know, the fact that she's basically working for these white folks to highlight these stories as if black men are the only men ever accused of doing anything wrong. I ain't seen a story where Gayle has gone after any white man. I've seen pictures of her hugging and kissing Harvey Weinstein. I have seen her hugged up with Donald Trump, right? I've seen all these things, but I've never seen Gayle on CBS going after whites as much as she goes after black people. Unfortunately, she's really looking a little bit like a Negro scarecrow. She's looking a little bit like a scarecrow. She ain't a coon. Sure, Vicky Diller gave me this Butter Biscuit Coon Award. I think that Gayle deserves a special term in the Negro vocabulary. I think we should call her a scarecrow. So Gayle is not a coon, she's a scarecrow, where she's been basically positioned by the white supremacist establishment to do the dirty work that they don't want to do. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. I'm gonna break down some of this Kobe rape case. I did some research. I got some information, some receipts for you guys, so that when you run into stupid people in your office who want to say stupid things, you can actually murder them with facts. So hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. If you're on Twitter, please retweet. If you're on Facebook, please share. Number one, give me a yes or no. Yes or no. Let's talk about. See, I was on today with a guy by the name of Willie T. Ribbs. Willie T. is an iconic black race car driver. He has a new documentary on Netflix called Uppity. Everybody should go watch Uppity because it's very good. And Willie T. Ribbs is a hell of a guy. One thing that I really picked up on from watching how Willie T. Ribbs dealt with racism was that Willie T. seemed to have a philosophy that said the best defense is a good offense. That the best way to move ahead of your opponent is to just flip it on them. The best way to defend yourself is to not defend at all. It's to offend. It's to go backward and go at them with offense. So here's what I want to do. I want you to I'm gonna ask you some yes or no questions, and I'm gonna lay some information out here, and I want you to give me a yes or no if you know any of these things. Did you know that Kobe's accuser, the 19-year-old that accused Kobe of this terrible crime for which there's zero evidence for which there is zero evidence that he committed. Did you know that she was on medication for schizophrenia? Did you know this? Yes or no? Has Gayle King ever mentioned that literally he was accused of a heinous crime that could have sent him to prison for life by a woman who had a mental illness that makes you delusional to the point where you see things that are not there? Yes or no? Did anybody know this? Yes or no? If a person who is delusional, who has schizophrenia, who is known for where they're hearing voices and they're seeing things that aren't there, they have paranoia. If a person like that comes to you and gives you information or says something to you, are you going to believe that person? Does that person have credibility in your mind? Yes or no? I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up. This young lady had schizophrenia and she was on medication because she was butt naked fucking crazy. Excuse my French. I don't want to cuss, but sometimes I got to cuss to make the point clear for the dumb motherfuckers in the back. She was out of her mind. Let's read the definition of schizophrenia. We're going to calm down and we're going to kill these assholes with facts. Schizophrenia definition: a long-term, not short-term, long-term mental disorder of a type involving a breakdown in the relation between thought, emotion, and behavior, leading to faulty perception, meaning you perceive things to be different from what they actually are, faulty perception, inappropriate actions and feelings, withdrawal from reality, and personal relationships into fantasy and delusion, and a sense of mental fragmentation. Did y'all catch that? Delusion, I point more specifically to the word delusion and the term withdrawal from reality. That's what you were dealing with. That's the Kobe Bryant accuser. But of course, all this gets trumped because she's a white woman. And by God, if a white woman said it, then it must be true. But this lady was out of her damn mind. You would not let her in your house or let her babysit your kids because she was certifiably crazy. When I happen to be marrying a woman on July 11th by the name of Alicia, and she happens to be an expert on mental health. And when I said, "Oh, by the way, did you know she was schizophrenic?" Alicia goes, "Whoa." That was her reaction was like, "Whoa." Now this is an expert on mental health who sees patients for a living. That's what her reaction was. Let's keep going. Did you know that on the day that Kobe Bryant's accuser went to go get her exam to determine if she'd been assaulted, did you know that that there was semen and pubic hair from other men in her panties, in her yellow panties? And she also said that the reason that she had the other men's semen in her panties is because she accidentally grabbed a dirty pair of drawers and put them on her way to go get the exam, that she accidentally grabbed the dirty drawers and that she had not showered since the time that she and Kobe got together. Now I'm asking, this is a question for the ladies. That sounds kind of nasty to me. That sounds kind of gross. Do you agree? Or am I being sexist? Am I slut shaming when I say that sounds nasty as hell? Am I slut shaming when I say that it sounds nasty as hell to me that the prosecutor or the defense wanted to bring up the fact that, did you know that she actually had sex with another guy the day after she had sex with Kobe? Am I being like sexist when I say that just sounds like nasty as that's some nasty shit? Seriously, like really, I'm trying to be delicate here. I want to be I want to be fair across genders. I don't want to slut shame, but that sounds ornery as hell. And not only does it sound nasty as hell, but it sounds like her credibility, at the very least, her credibility is highly suspect. So you're talking about a schizophrenic person who shows up at the exam with dirty drawers with another man's semen and pubic hair in it because she has sex with somebody right after she has sex with Kobe. She has sex with another guy the next day. I just want to make sure that this is all out there. Since we gonna lay out, since they didn't even put Kobe in the dirt, so they laying out Kobe's dirt. They laying out Kobe's dirt before they even put his body in the dirt. Well, how about this? How about we lay out everybody's dirt? I think that's only fair. I mean, if you're gonna lay out Kobe's dirt and he's dead and he can't defend himself, he played great defense on the basketball court, but he can't defend himself right now. Well, how about this? We just lay out everybody's dirt so we can kind of talk about this. Let me mark that off my list. I made a list. just so you know, I'm just not making things up here. By God, how I mean, the idea that I would falsely accuse a white woman, by gosh, I'd never do such a thing. Did you know? Also, I forgot. Oh, this is important. Write this down. This is y'all need to keep this information too. Did you know that Kobe Bryant's accuser attempted suicide 2 times in the previous 2 months before she slept with Kobe? Did you know this? Did you know that 2 times before she slept with Kobe in April and May, I believe, she tried to kill herself, and then she made the accusation against Kobe in June. Now, what the lawyers were saying is that these were not legitimate, serious attempted suicide attempts. Again, I happen to be in the know because I'm marrying a beautiful black woman who happens to be an expert, not just in mental health, but she also is a specialist in suicide. Remember when I went to Guyana? We went to Guyana because the Guyanese government needed help because their suicide rates have been pretty high since the whole Jim Jones Kool-Aid fiasco 40 years ago. So we talk about suicide a lot. And one thing I recall her saying, I'm gonna double check on this just to be sure, is that when you really want to kill yourself, you kind of do it. You don't really go tell everybody. You don't go seeking sympathy. You don't, the bullet doesn't just miss your head. Like you just do it. Like you make it happen and it's done. Like I don't want anybody to do that. If you ever feel this way, go get help because ain't nothing so bad that you got to do that. But that's just sort of what I've read. Now, what their argument was that she didn't just really attempt in terms of it being a serious attempt. She was doing it to get attention from her boyfriend. That basically because this schizophrenic woman who apparently likes to sleep around, that she was depressed and sad because her boyfriend didn't like her. So she attempts suicide in order to get attention from her boyfriend. This is all information that came out. I have to give props to the New York Times. They are a propaganda machine half the damn time. But in this particular situation, that's one of the few sources that actually reported all the information on this case. Now, people with an agenda aren't going to do that. Because their agenda is real clear. Their agenda is he's a black man, therefore he must be guilty. Why? Is it because there's a mountain of evidence against him? No, it's because a crazy hoe. That's what she is. She's schizophrenic, and she slept with a bunch of men that week. I think she meets the qualifications of a crazy hoe. Basically made an accusation. And also she's a person that basically liked to do things to get attention because she was also a singer and she tried out for American Idol and didn't make it. And you should just know that for her trouble, she got a payoff that they're estimating to be about $2.5 million. So her money grab, think about this. I mean, like for some old cheap, dirty vagina, she got $2.5 million. And I just think that if that's not white privilege, I don't know what is. If that's not white privilege, I don't know what is. Seriously. Now, I want you to tell me, somebody answer this for me. I want you to tell me how much. Now, I laid out some facts. You can go look this up. This is out there. She was schizophrenic on psychiatric medication. She had the dirty yellow drawers because she didn't change her underwear or something, or she grabbed the dirty when she said it was by accident. And it had all the men's semen in it. That was brought out. That she attempted suicide several times. My heart goes out to anybody who gets that sad. So I'm not making fun of people that attempt suicide, but these are facts. These are things that must be laid out, right? Because when a black man gets involved in a situation, they bringing up shit that he did in the 3rd grade, right? They going way back on black men. Seriously, y'all remember when Trayvon, when they tried to basically say that George Zimmerman shot him because he smoked weed 3 years earlier or something? Remember that, right? They'll do that for a black man, right? So ain't nobody. This is not victim blaming. This is basically laying out facts to establish the credibility of the person making the accusation. Now, for those who disagree, who have an issue with what I just said, I want to know, what evidence do you have? Don't get mad at me. See, the feminists will get mad at you. They'll just cuss you out and say you're a sexist. They like to label people. You're a sexist. You're slut shaming. I don't subscribe to labels. Your labels have no power here. Facts have power. So give me facts. How many facts do they have? Somebody tell me, what facts do they have? What information do they have? What proof do they have that Kobe did something illegal to that woman? Was there a witness? Did somebody see? Was there a camera? Did he film it? Seriously, we know that she went down and knocked on his door because she was a schizophrenic hoe. Like, she's looking for men. That's what they do, right? But there's no evidence that anybody got violated. And in fact, actually, if you're looking for, see, what they do is they try to look for this because nobody's in the room when you get along with somebody. They look for this circumstantial evidence, this other stuff to prove that something might have happened or whatever, right? Because they're white women and they get these special rules. Well, she slept with another dude the next day. Does that not have some play on the credibility of the accusation? She needed money. She was trying to get attention. Like, does that not play some part in this? Again, it's not Kobe's job to prove that he didn't do it. It's her job to prove that he did. See, you all forget about that. People forget about that. When they talk about black men, they flip all the rules of justice right on top of their head. It ain't Kobe's job to prove. He ain't got to prove nothing. All he's got to do is sit in, is lay in his casket and live on his legacy. That's all he's got. He ain't got to do nothing. If you make an accusation about him, and CBS should be CBS should be ashamed. They should be boycotted too, because CBS is undermining any piece of journalistic credibility or integrity they claim to have by allowing a Klansman in blackface, allowing a racist with a blackface to go on the air and make accusations of something that has not been proven at all. To lay out an accusation that destroys a man's legacy, 40 years of hard work that Kobe put into becoming who he is, destroys all of that on national TV without an ounce of proof whatsoever. What are they leaning on? If they have no proof, then what are they leaning on to make such a firm and clear statement, with Gayle sort of laying it out there almost like Kobe might have done it? They're leaning on the fact that a white woman said it. That's all they have. All they have is what I call the "I told you so" doctrine, or "because I said so" doctrine. That's a better term. Because I said so, because a white woman said so, it must be true. And that's it. Because black people, black men have said things. We've talked about things that people have done to us, and CBS will never put that on the air. So this is not just about Gayle. This is about CBS itself, CBS as a network allowing their journalistic credibility to be hijacked by feminists who are on a white supremacist agenda. Because you ain't got no damn business bringing up none of that shit in that interview and talking about it. If she'd bought on anybody else and talked that way, they would fire her black ass in a minute. If she bought on some distinguished white person, she bought on Bill Clinton and was saying, well, what about, his legacy is kind of mixed because there've been a bunch of people that have accused him of rape. What do you think would have happened to Gayle? Seriously, what do you think CBS would have done to Gayle King if Bill Clinton had come on the air and she interviewed Bill or interviewed Hillary and said, well, your husband's legacy is mixed because several people have accused him of rape. Did y'all know? Did y'all know? Did y'all know this? Did y'all know that more women have accused Bill Clinton of rape than Kobe Bryant? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that more women have accused Bill Clinton of rape than Kobe Bryant? So do you think Gayle is ever going to have the audacity to ask a question like that in an interview? You see, the reason I point out these differentials, and the reason I took the time to do this video, is because not everybody can see it, right? Maybe my job as a professor is to be able to see the little tiny nuances that maybe some of us might miss, right? So I'm kind of stepping into teacher mode to kind of help you dissect this a little bit. You see, what you're seeing with Gayle King is you're seeing what I would call Negro questions. These are Negro questions. These are questions that only Negroes are allowed to ask other Negroes. Right? These are not, if Gayle had been white and asked that question, y'all would have went crazy. Y'all would have been like, how dare that white man do it? But because she's black, there are black people who'll be like, well, it is Gayle. And then also the fact that Lisa Leslie's black and was asked that question makes a difference too. I don't think they would ask that question to Kobe's wife, right? I think because she ain't black, right? They asked that of Lisa Leslie. It's black woman to black woman. So CBS loves to pair up black people and put them in a space where they are incentivized to act a goddamn fool. That's why remember, anybody else remember that? I'm sure all of y'all remember the interview between Gayle King and R. Kelly. Remember the Gayle King R. Kelly interview? That was orchestrated. They pieced that together because they were like, oh my God, this is going to be great. Watching two black people on a reality show acting a fool toward each other. They love that shit. So I'm just telling you, you can do what you want with that information. I just wanted to lay some stuff out here so that we can kind of really see what's going on. And I don't know if y'all knew all these facts about Kobe's accuser being schizophrenic and on medication for that. Remember, schizophrenia, one of the symptoms is that you're not attached to reality. So what they're leaning on, what all these feminists that are running around here saying Kobe did this and Kobe did that, they're leaning on, think about this, they're leaning on, they're betting everything, betting a man's life, his reputation, his family's reputation. They're betting it all on the word of a schizophrenic hoe, a woman who slept with more men that week than a lot of women sleep with in a 3-year period. And she is detached from reality. That is one of the symptoms of schizophrenia, is that you're not connected to reality. So how are you going to go around here and get on CBS, and how CBS going to allow you to recite an accusation with no proof from a person who has a mental health disorder that detaches them from reality? Welcome to America. That's what you get. Welcome to America. I don't have anything else to say. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please share this. I hope you'll share this video because there are stupid people out here that need to hear this type of stuff. And Gayle's question, her whole line of questioning was inappropriate. And I think it should go bigger than Gayle. I think it should go into a boycott of CBS. I personally am done with CBS. So if you want to join me and not watch CBS, I welcome you to do so. I hope that we can all agree that CBS does not deserve our support, because nothing happens on that network without them allowing it to happen. And they had no business allowing that to even happen in the first place. She should be reprimanded for that. So anyway, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button. Please retweet this, all this other stuff. My website is boycewatkins.com if you guys want to go see what's going on over there. Also, feel free to reach out to us for anything else we can help you with. I don't know what else we can do for you, but we love you guys. And if you want to support our platform, please go to intelligentblackpeople.com. That's intelligentblackpeople.com. So leave your comments in the chat. I'll check out your comments, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.